In a stunning turn of events, the HSBC chief executive has unexpectedly stepped down. This sudden announcement has sent shockwaves through the business world, leaving many startled and searching for answers. The news came out of the blue, leaving no room for speculation or anticipation. It was a bolt from the blue that has left many in the financial sector reeling. The immediate reactions to the news were nothing short of bewildered. Industry experts, employees, and even competitors were caught off guard. The surprise was palpable, the confusion even more so. As the news spread, social media platforms were inundated with reactions ranging from surprise to speculation. The question on everyone's lips was simple: why? The abrupt departure of the CEO has raised many questions that we'll delve into as we explore this unexpected development in the coming scenes. Stay tuned as we unravel the mystery behind this shocking resignation. The resignation didn't occur in a vacuum. There were several events leading up to it. Let's start by going back in time, tracing the steps that led to this unexpected turn of events. The first signs of strain within HSBC began to surface some months ago. There was an undercurrent of tension, subtle yet noticeable, a sense of unease that hinted at the storm brewing within the corporate corridors of HSBC. One of the key events that hinted at change was the increasing pressure on HSBC's operations in London. There were murmurs of discontent, whispers of the bank's heavy reliance on its Asian market, and speculation over its ability to sustain its global presence. The bank's bet on China was seen as a risky move, a gamble that placed enormous strain on the CEO's shoulders. Then came the reports of unusual activity, the kind that makes you sit up and take notice. Bloomberg's website displayed messages indicating unusual activity from the user's computer network. This raised eyebrows, hinting at possible internal issues within the bank, adding to an already tense atmosphere. Amid all this, the bank's performance seemed to falter. There were concerns about the bank's growth trajectory, questions about its strategic direction, and doubts about its ability to navigate the choppy waters of the global financial market. The burden of these concerns rested heavily on the CEO's shoulders, his every move scrutinized, his every decision questioned. In the midst of all this, there were the subtle signs. The CEO's demeanor, once confident and assured, seemed to change. There was a certain restlessness, a hint of unease, a sense of someone grappling with a decision of monumental proportions. And then there were the warnings. Hank Paulson, former U.S. Treasury Secretary, issued a warning for Washington and Beijing. This was a clear indication that all was not well within the international banking community, adding to the mounting pressure on the HSBC CEO. These events painted a picture of a CEO on the brink of a major decision. With the stage set, the CEO made the unexpected move to step down. Imagine a day like any other, a typical day in the world of finance, but for the HSBC chief executive, this was the day that would mark a significant change in his career. The day was filled with the usual hustle and bustle, the clattering of keyboards, the hum of conversations, and the ever-present buzz of the financial markets. But beneath this familiar symphony, there was an undercurrent of change, a shift that would soon shake the pillars of HSBC. The CEO, a figure known for his strategic insights and leadership, had decided to step down. The news broke out like a sudden storm, sending waves of surprise across the banking industry. A leader, a guide, a visionary was leaving his post. The official announcement came through a carefully worded statement. The CEO's statement was a masterclass in grace and diplomacy. He expressed gratitude for the experiences and opportunities that HSBC had provided him. He spoke of the growth and milestones achieved during his tenure, painting a picture of progress and evolution. There was no hint of bitterness or regret, only a sense of closure and a readiness to move on to the next chapter. HSBC, in their official statement, echoed the CEO's sentiments. They acknowledged his contributions, praised his leadership, and expressed their respect for his decision. The bank reassured its stakeholders, emphasizing that the decision was part of a well-considered plan and that the ship was still on course. But beneath the well-crafted statements and expressions of mutual respect, the resignation raised questions. What would this mean for HSBC? How would the bank navigate this sudden change? And who would step into the shoes of the outgoing CEO? The CEO's departure was official, leaving a significant gap in HSBC's leadership. The stage was set for a new era, a new chapter in HSBC's story, a chapter filled with possibilities, challenges, and the promise of change. The CEO's resignation had immediate and significant implications for HSBC. The news sent ripples through the financial world, shaking the very foundations of this banking giant. The immediate aftermath of the resignation was akin to a thunderclap in a silent room. The halls of HSBC, usually buzzing with activity, fell silent as the news sunk in. The impact was felt not just within the walls of the bank, but also in the stock market. HSBC's stock price took a nosedive, reflecting the shock and apprehension of the investors. The numbers painted a vivid picture of the upheaval. The shares dipped sharply, giving a stark reminder of the pivotal role the CEO played in maintaining investor confidence. The reaction from investors was swift and unforgiving, as they scrambled to reassess their standing in the light of this unexpected development. But the tremors of this seismic shift went beyond the stock market. The implications for HSBC's future and its leadership were profound. With the helm now unmanned, questions arose about the bank's direction and strategy. The CEO had been a guiding force steering the bank through choppy waters. His leadership had been instrumental in making HSBC a formidable player in the global banking arena. His abrupt departure left a void, raising concerns about the bank's stability and future trajectory. The search for a new leader began, but the task was daunting. Filling the shoes of a leader who had left such an indelible imprint on the bank was no easy feat. The challenge lay not just in finding a capable leader, but also in restoring faith among the stakeholders. The road ahead for HSBC was fraught with challenges and uncertainties. The CEO's departure has left HSBC in a state of uncertainty. As the dust settles, the bank finds itself at a crossroads, facing the daunting task of charting a new course without its seasoned captain. The aftershocks of this unexpected resignation continue to reverberate, setting the stage for a gripping saga in the world of global finance. The CEO's unexpected resignation is a major event in HSBC's history. This statement has been the backbone of our conversation today. We've delved into the shocking announcement, the events leading up to it, the resignation itself, and the immediate aftermath. Let's take a moment to recap the key points and discuss the potential long-term effects this could have on HSBC. The resignation of HSBC's chief executive was indeed a bolt from the blue. Not just for the employees of the banking giant, but for the entire financial world. The lead-up to this momentous decision was fraught with tension and uncertainty, a time filled with whispers and speculations, which only multiplied with the abrupt announcement. The resignation itself was a spectacle to behold. It was not just the departure of a leader, but a moment that marked the end of an era. We discussed how this transition could potentially reshape the dynamics within the organization and the wider banking industry. In the aftermath of this departure, we've seen HSBC grapple with the immediate implications. The shockwaves have been felt far and wide, affecting employee morale, investor confidence, and public perception. The question on everyone's lips is, what's next for HSBC? Looking ahead, the long-term effects of this resignation on HSBC are yet to be seen. The bank now faces the daunting task of finding a new leader, someone who can fill the void left by the CEO's departure. This change at the top could potentially shift the strategic course of the bank, influencing its operations, market position, and future growth. As HSBC navigates these uncertain waters, all eyes will be on who will step up to fill the void left by the CEO's departure. This event has indeed marked a pivotal chapter in HSBC's history, one that will undoubtedly shape its future trajectory. With this, we close our discussion today, but the story of HSBC's future is far from over. As observers, we can only wait and watch as the events unfold.